Thank you, team. Really exciting to participate for the first time. And yeah, where it's very early here in Israel and the sun is just starting to shine. Before we start, a quick background about myself. I'm a medical engineer by training. And before becoming one of the founders and CEO of HeraMED, I have spent over 15 years developing multidisciplinary medical technologies for some of the leading companies in the world, companies like Philips, GE, Bayer, Medtronic, and others. So let's jump into that with a snapshot of the company of HeraMED. We are an innovative medical data and technology company providing home monitoring and telehealth solutions specifically designed for pregnancy. Our main goal is to achieve the triple aim of 1, improving patient and doctor satisfaction, 2, deliver better care and better clinical outcomes, and 3, provide a cost-effective solution that is accessible to practically each and every expecting mother. At the core of our solution, we have the HeraMED device, our proprietary medical device. It's a smart connected pregnancy monitor optimized for home use, the first of its kind in the world. Now, it's already clinically and scientifically validated and has regulatory approvals across the world. TGA in Australia, Medical CE in Europe by BSI, and FDA 510K in the US. Our Heracare Platform is a full-blown digital maternity management solution, connecting the HeraMED as well as additional smart medical devices and linking the expecting mothers with their care providers. Our business model involves a one-off hardware fee of approximately $200 for the devices and the hardware, followed by a SaaS, a software as a service, of approximately $50 per user per month recurring fee. Our company is currently at the commercial tipping point stage. We just recently announced 2 strategic paid pilots, one in Australia with Joondalup Health Campus, part of Ramsey, and one in the US with a Mednex group. These are just the first agreements under our business to consumer direction, and we expect more in the near future. Moving to the next slide, please. Let me share a bit of a background about our industry. So while we saw other areas in health rapidly growing and adapting telehealth and remote monitoring solutions, pregnancy, which is a massive market with a strong potential, was, to be honest, dragging behind. Now, this is mainly due to the lack of technologies to enable a reliable solution to track and monitor the key vitals that are crucial for a genuine medical assessment of the health of the pregnancy and the baby. Now, on top of that, currently, the basic standard care is still very much visit-centric, periodic, and passive, putting the doctor in the center. While what we offer is what the market really wants and needs, a solution that is home and patient-centric, putting the mother in the center, and provides continuous data to deliver personalized and proactive care. Now, the global medical standards recommend about 14 in-person clinic visits, which creates a significant challenge for both doctors and pregnant women. And this is just for normal low-risk pregnancies, while in high-risk pregnancies, which today stands to about 15 to 20% of the pregnancies, it's much, much higher than that and can be as much as 30, even 40 visits per pregnancy. So it recently became a consensus across all stakeholders that COVID forced the industry to move to a remote and telehealth solutions. And now that everybody got comfortable with using telehealth technologies and withstand all the benefits and how effective it is, there's no going back, which obviously creates a significant tailwind to our business model and unique offering. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. I'll spend a moment now to explain the combined end-to-end platform. The HeraMED is our proprietary multi-sensor device. It's a smart and sophisticated handheld device that enables the untrained expecting mother to monitor their baby's heart rates and well-being and share the data in real time with their doctors. Now, the Heracare is a comprehensive digital pregnancy management platform connecting additional smart medical devices and linking the expecting mothers with their care providers, enabling a personalized experience and remotely medically supervised pregnancy management. Now, this at-home pregnancy care solution represents a business-to-consumer model and enabling for the first time clinics, hospitals, insurance companies, and digital health platforms to provide a new telehealth remote monitoring solution for pregnancies. Now, on the next slide, I want to drill even further to the Heracare software as a service platform. On the left, we can see how it is seamlessly connecting the home users with their care managers and doctors. On the left side, you can find the patient-facing mobile application that connects wirelessly to a variety of smart medical devices and other screening tools. The app is designed to collect all the critical information that doctors really need to ensure a healthy pregnancy. Now, on the other hand of the Heracare platform, we have the Care Manager dashboard, where midwives and doctors can view and manage their entire panel of patients from a single location. It enables for the first time a virtual prenatal care in a clinically safe and encrypted environment, ensuring providers are well informed and can optimize their workflow, reducing most of the visits to the clinics, saving time and saving money. Next slide, please. Now, if we switch to the strategy and business model, we have a very well-defined commercialization strategy. And as I mentioned earlier, we have recently demonstrated improving momentum in the validation and execution of this strategy. We have 4 basic steps to success. First, we focus on establishing the very necessary clinical credibility of the technology. Now, this stage is already done and completed with the medical partnerships that we have around the world. Second, we progress to a stage of paid pilots with leading healthcare providers. This stage is focused on making sure that the technology is integrated and aligned with the hospital or the provider's internal workflows and standard of care. Both Joondalup Health Campus and Mednex are currently at this stage, and I'm sure that it will soon evolve into a full-scale commercial rollout, and there will be much more in the near future. Now, third step is then to scale and enable a broad adoption of potentially the entire audience of expecting mothers of each one of these accounts and partners. Practically, this is the stage that is already in play. And fourth, we plan to execute a land and expand strategy across our main target markets, including Australia, US, Israel, and Europe, providing pathways to tens of thousands of births per year, and then growing to hundreds of thousands. Next, please. I would like to quickly share one of our most impressive milestones that we have recently achieved. Last year, we announced the results of an independent comprehensive clinical trial that was undertaken at the Joondalup Health Campus in WA, part of the REMSI group. During the trial, the HeraMED device demonstrated hospital-grade accuracy for monitoring fetal and maternal heart rates, as well as excellent usability scores and user satisfaction for both use by the clinicians and the pregnant women. Following the completion of the clinical trial, we were then honored to have the trial peer-reviewed and published on the Green Journal, which is ACOG, the American Congress of Gynecologists Obstetricians, formal medical journal. I encourage all of you to review the publication as the facts and conclusions really are overwhelming. On the next slide, as I've mentioned, we have recently announced 2 paid pilots with significant and strategic clients. The first was with Joondalup Health Campus and includes a paid pilot of the comprehensive Heracare solution. And this is just the initial phase of what we believe and anticipate to soon become a full commercial rollout. Now, Joondalup, as you probably know, is part of Australia's largest private hospital operator, REMSI Health Group. Joondalup is responsible for over 3,000 births annually, while REMSI overall is responsible for approximately 25,000. Now, the second paid pilot is with the US-based obstetrics group, which is an affiliate of Mednex. Mednex is a listed company on the New York Stock Exchange with a market cap of over $2.5 billion. Mednex is the largest provider of women's and children's physician services in the US. And they provide vital care to 1 in 4 babies born in the US. Let me emphasize that this is over 1 million births per year. Just to give you another number, on a global scale, we have approximately about 200 million to 250 million pregnancies annually. Next slide, please. Now, another 2 key partnerships that we have are the Mayo Clinic in the US and Sheba Medical Center in Israel. Mayo Clinic is also an equity partner and invested in the company. Mayo and Sheba together are 2 of the world's top 10 hospitals, and we are extremely proud to be working with both of them. Last slide, please. So to summarize the business model, I want to do a quick calculation and an estimation, please. If we take an average of about $50 US per month per user, and let's use a conservative approach and estimate that our technology will be used for approximately 10 months each year. So we're talking about each license generating approximately $500 US per year on top of the $200 US one-time hardware fee. So let's take a humble, relatively small 1,000 license agreement as an example. 1,000 licenses are therefore generating about $700,000 US per year. And let's take a 5 years contract, which is very common in our industry. We're talking about $3 million contract. Now, 1,000 licenses represent, to our estimation, a relatively small hospital, while larger organizations will most probably need at least 5,000 to 10,000 licenses to be able to provide remote care for their entire audience of pregnant mothers, and even more than that. Now, our strategy is to focus on commercial efforts on early adopters of telehealth in pregnancy, focused on demonstrating the unique advantages of offering a remote home-based maternity care model. We have multiple ways of generating revenue within each relationship, which offers us the flexibility to structure opportunities for each account and engagement. And we have several different potential clients and channel partners, from hospitals to clinics, to maternity health groups, to digital health platforms and insurers. Last slide to summarize. I want to highlight where we stand today and why I'm very confident that HeraMED is on the path to becoming a market leader in enabling the adoption of telehealth in pregnancy. We have the only clinically validated maternity care platform. We have demonstrated its accuracy and satisfaction of both doctors and pregnant mothers, and we have the necessary regulatory approvals. The backdrop of COVID presented an opportunity to fast-track telehealth adoption and created strong tailwinds across all stakeholders. We have paid pilots with 2 different global maternity care providers validating our commercial model and our B2B2C approach, and we have several other potential partnerships in the pipeline. And lastly, we have a strong and experienced management team and board, including our chairman, Dr. Ron Weinberger, and we are well placed to capitalize on these significant opportunities. Thank you very much. I appreciate the invitation to present and everybody's time and attention.
Thanks, David. My internet's a bit unstable. I might just turn off my camera and I'll ask the questions from there if you don't mind.
Good.
Now, David, this is a massive opportunity, obviously a massive market, and some great technology. Can you talk us, we've got questions around competitors and your IP and what's to stop potential competitors copying your device?
Thank you for that. Well, look, first of all, I always say that things can always be copied. You know, if someone is saying otherwise, they're simply not being very honest. I do believe that our device, as well as our platform, is quite a rare combination of multidisciplinary elements. It is a combination of unique acoustics and ultrasound technology, optical elements, electronics, hardware, encrypted software, and proprietary algorithms. We have very strong IP already in process. Some have already been accepted in the US, Israel, and Europe. And the entire technology is a result of over 7 years of hard work of multiple experts and includes a diversity of science and medical knowledge and know-how. Now, one more point that I believe is not less, maybe even more important, it's not just that the best tech wins. In many cases, it's the DNA of the company, the people, and most importantly, the network of partners that we build. We are working really with the top medical experts and institutions, with the leading organizations such as Mednex, Ramsey, Mayo, Sheba, and others across the world. Being able to cooperate with partners with such a prominent world leaders will be very difficult and practically impossible to copy.
And David, are there other clients here, like the doctor, the obstetrician, the midwife, they receive the data, or do they pay at their end as well?
No, so the numbers that I mentioned, the $50 per month per user and the $200 for the hardware is paid by the organization, by the hospital. Doctors and midwives are providing the medical services. In many cases, that depends on our clients, different insurance and reimbursement models, which are different from the US to Europe to Australia. But usually some of the fees are covered by the insurance companies or being subsidized by the hospital. Many of our clients also charge an additional premium for giving their medical analysis, supervision, and services. But the fees that I mentioned are directly a B2B contract between ourselves and the hospitals or the healthcare providers.
And you mentioned insurers. What do they think of the product? Can they be involved from a payment perspective?
So the insurance is definitely our next frontier now that we've proven clinical efficiency, and we're working very closely with the healthcare providers. Some of them, as I mentioned, are leaders in the industry. The idea is to approach together to insurance companies and actually prove that we can provide better outcomes, which obviously translates to less cost in the future. And also from a very practical manner, if you look at the number of visits to the clinic or to the hospital, if we can change at least some of them, in some cases, even most of them, with virtual visits, which are much more cost effective, then you prove these numbers to the insurance companies, and with a carefully designed process, you are able to bring them to the game and be able to receive reimbursement and subsidies of the technology.
And just one more on competition, Biorhythm and Novo that have been mentioned, are they competitors?
Well, they're definitely competitors. Both companies that you mentioned, we are very much aware of them. Obviously, Novo is another Israeli company. Both of them are using a technology which is very different called fetal ECG. So they work on acquiring the electrical signals of the heart of the baby. And for that reason, they can only be operated during labor or in very, very late stages of the pregnancy, starting from roughly week 35, 36. So it gives them about a month to cover the pregnancy, while our technology is an optimized technology and bringing the cutting edge and latest electronics and algorithms to a technology which has been there for about 50 years. It's ultrasound Doppler. So first of all, our clients, our partners, the doctors really trust and believe in the technology. They're not after new gadgets or new technologies. And on top of that, we are able to produce a very reliable signal even as early as week 12. And what we found out is that both expecting moms as well as doctors want to be engaged and feel reassured and supported as early as possible in the pregnancy.
Right, David, that's all we have time for. Really interesting presentation. You're well positioned in a massive market. Good luck out there. We'd love to get you back on towards the end of the year.
Thank you very much. And I'm fully vaccinated and really, really hopefully looking to a bright future in which I can travel and visit your beautiful country and meet all of you in person.